Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session.
Yes, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cardboard. Career mode here on my channel. This is now Austria. As you join me in qualifying, we are now in Q1, and it appears to be wet. Not the best lap for me, I will admit. I say not the best lap. It almost got, well, it did get fastest lap, but it was very scruffy in parts, and it could have been improved. But as they say, you can always improve wherever you don't improve. That's not a saying. I just made that up on the spot, really. As you can see there, the usuals going out in Q1, and all of a sudden in Q2 it's dry. So I don't know what this game is on, but it's plainly on something. I don't know what it is. But as we now come around the final corner to finish our Q2 lap, as Rosberg goes fastest, and then we go second fastest by 1/10, is that, or something like that, and we end up 8th, which isn't bad considering, the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes are pretty much equal in this career mode now. And Massa up there in second with the cheeky Williams. Again, the usual suspects going out there in Q2, and then all of a sudden in Q3 it was wet, but somehow the AI managed to get out. And I will bear in mind it started raining as soon as the session started. So I don't know how the AI managed to get out on ultras, but I'm now starting 10th because the AI managed to get out on ultra softs and I didn't. So it's starting grid is Max Verstappen, from Bottas, from Massa, from Vettel, from Button, from Alonso, from Rosberg, from Hamilton, from Ricciardo, and then myself. So I will now hand over to Anthony Davidson and Crofty for the introduction to the race, and I hope you enjoy the race because I certainly did when I recorded it.
Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda, oh, and of course, one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now, and the championship battle is hotting up. But if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one.
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low-grip surface. Small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, we have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
Everyone's noticed that you've been leading this team recently. A couple more good results, and you'll be the number one.
Again, I don't know if the engineer's actually seen any of the previous races, but I don't think I'm leading this team at all. Especially considering I'm nowhere near getting first driver anyway for this team, considering I am leading the championship. But anyway, that was the strategy there. Moving on now to the lights now. We are now on 3, 4, 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix here. We get a pretty good start, keeping up with the Mercedes here. We're now going to go around the outside, possibly of the Mercedes. Hamilton's been tapped, and we're round. We're round. That's very helpful indeed. Luckily, Ricciardo didn't get past us, so and we've only come away with a little bit of wing damage. But as you can see there, Hamilton gets tapped by the McLaren, I think. Like their front wheels made contact, I think, or something. Here we go. Yeah, their front wing or their front wheel makes contact, and I just go into the back of Hamilton. Really, had nowhere to go, because the stupid contact system on this game thinks that if you touch someone's front wing, you spin. I don't know why. But anyway, moving on to the end of lap 1 now. We are now going to overtake Hulkenberg in the Force India, and maybe the Toro Rosso in front of him. We dive down the inside of both of them, and we make it stick. So that's how to make a move. We now have a Manor in front of us now, and can we possibly make a pass from him? Yes, we can. There's yellow flags up ahead, and what's happened here? There's a huge pileup. What has gone on there? And the safety car has been called out. What has gone on there? This always happens around Austria, and I don't know why. there's always something happens. Like if the AI go 4 wide down there, there's always a car that gets spun and then they just stop on the apex, and I don't know why. As you see there, Hamilton gets in the middle of it again. So unfortunately I couldn't get a better replay than that. So anyway, moving on to the end of lap 2 now. Me and Vettel are coming in at the same time, but I'm deploying the Hamilton tactic from Bahrain, where I'm slowing down to a snail's pace to let Vettel go, so I have enough time to have a perfect pit stop, and he can also have a perfect pit stop. Obviously, I'm not changing my front wing because at this point I felt it was all right to go with, so I didn't bother changing it. But Vettel has now left. He's now way down the pit lane, and we come in, and that's near perfect. I'm not gonna lie, that is near perfect. Apart from the fact that a McLaren came in directly after me, which was quite annoying. But that was near perfect. I'm quite proud of that, really. I wasn't expecting that to actually be pulled off. It was quite an extraordinary pit stop, that was. But what a wild start to the race this has been. I really wasn't expecting this. But now moving on to the end of the safety car. The safety car has now come in. We're now behind Hamilton, so he's lost a lot of time. And Ricciardo just decided to plough straight into the side of us for some reason at the start of that. I don't know why or what he was doing. I'm assuming he thought he could just sneak one down around the outside of the final corner. I don't know why. But as the cars go 3 wide ahead of us now, and they'll go really slow, we have to take the pit lane exit to avoid them, and we overtake all of them. that's a unique overtake that I've never seen done before, where you use the pit lane exit to overtake someone. But we now go fastest, but obviously this is the second lap of going at racing speed, so I'm obviously going to be setting the fastest lap of the race, of this fastest sector. But as you see now, trying to overtake Hulkenberg again, who's also trying to overtake our teammate Vettel. We go down the inside of both of them and go, do we get the move done? Yes, we do. So we're now up into 13th, as we now cut on later onto lap 6, I think. Yeah, later onto lap 6, we're now on board with Vettel, and his engine's blown up. Obviously, that's not unusual for a McLaren Honda, because it's Honda. But now moving on to lap 7 now. We are now right behind a Toro Rosso of Sainz, or we were, before we overtook him into the first corner. And we're now behind the manor of Haryanto. Can we try and overtake him into this corner? We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it, and we just about missed the Haas in front of us. But that has to be a great overtake. Some of you will get that joke. So we're now cutting on to the end of lap 8, I think that is. Yeah, lap 8, going on to lap 9. Right behind the Force India here, who also has DRS in the car ahead. We go down the inside of him and the Sauber, and there we go, another 2 places. We're now up into 5th, so we're moving up here. We're moving on up. Now cutting on to the middle part of lap 9, I guess you could say. We go down the inside of NASA, and we make that stick as well. So we're now up into 4th. All we need to do now is pass Palmer, and we are actually now into 3rd, because I think Verstappen was in the lead and he made a pit. So he made a pit. He went into the pits even. So as we pass Palmer there into that corner, which isn't usually overtaking spot, but we're now going to come down to this corner. I don't know what I'm trying to say now. We overtake Sainz, and we're now into 1st position. So that's a good recovery from us, I guess, after being, well, virtually last. After the safety car. Oh, there's another safety car, and I don't know why. There's another safety car, and I looked on the replays and I couldn't see a reason why there was another safety car. Literally had no reason why there was another safety car. I mean, maybe there was a bit of debris on the track or something, I don't know. But we're now coming into the pits again. A couple of laps ahead of where we were meant to be pitting. But, you know, why not pit when the safety car's out? Because the safety car virtually stays out until your pit window anyway. So, I don't know, like, what we were going to do if the safety car didn't stay out until our pit window. But, you know, our pit window was lap 20. So, the safety car pretty much will stay out until then if it's come out now. So I thought I might as well pit now anyway. But as we're now cut on to the end of the safety car, it's now lap 19. So I was right. It didn't stay out for as long as I expected it to, strangely. But we're now going to get a good exit off the final corner now as Kvyat is out of the race for some reason. That always seems to happen recently on everyone's game. I don't know why. But we now go down the inside of Perez, who was on the podium anyway. We now got Mazda in front of us, who is on the podium. Sauber is on the podium. The last time we saw that was in Season 1 with me. But we're now going to go down the inside of him, maybe do a massive dive bomb, a controlled dive bomb, as they say. And we're now up into second. So we're now cutting on to lap 21. This is on board with Grosjean. He's got our teammate behind us. And Vettel has put Grosjean in the wall. That was very nice of Vettel to do that. But now cutting on to the end of lap 21, we're now going to try and go down the inside of Hamilton, who hasn't stopped, by the way. So that wasn't for a legitimate position. He hasn't stopped yet. So we're now cut on to lap 22 now, live on board with Ericsson. We're now 4 wide, and there's a Williams from out of nowhere down the inside, and we need to take a look at that as Ericsson passed the Force India, I think. But Bottas goes down the inside, and he just gets caught on the curb and gets spun around, and then causes a huge pilot behind him. See, that's the issue with the AI around here. They do that, but yeah, they don't seem to figure each other out. And as Vettel goes into the pits again for some reason, I don't know why. Onto lap 28 now, nearing the end of the Grand Prix. We now have Ricciardo passing Hulkenberg to go into second place. So, you know, I've now got Ricciardo behind me. No, that wasn't second. That was third, I think. Sorry. But now on to lap 30, we've now got Hamilton. We've now got a large queue behind the Force India, but Rosberg is now overtaking the Force India, I think. But you now got the Force India, a Williams, I think, and I can't remember. Mercedes, that's the word, and Vettel as the Williams makes the pass on the Force India. So I'm now cutting on to I basically cut out like a little segment of it, but as we now have them going 3 wide, as Vettel tries to go down the inside of the Williams and the Force India, but he doesn't make it stick. So he's basically just, you know, made that fail really. As he's in the pit again. I don't know why he's in the pit so much, but we now have Ricciardo making a pass on Perez. I think it is for second. This is for second. He goes down the inside of him there, and we only just about does it, but he does make it stick. So congratulations to him. And we now have Rosberg later that lap, trying to overtake Perez. Is he going to go down the inside here? This is a very interesting spot for the AI to overtake someone, and it appears like he does. But as we now cut on to the final lap of the race, we will come home to win the Austrian Grand Prix. What a Grand Prix! So there we are then. That was the Grand Prix at Austria as we take the win from Ricciardo, which was only 2.4 seconds in the end, so he was closing, from Rosberg, from Perez getting 4th, and Hamilton getting 5th, so he lost ground in the championship. Vettel making 4 stops for some reason, I don't know why, so he finished in 9th. And we only had 17 finishes in this Grand Prix. I don't know why, there was just a lot of people retiring. And Massa made 5 pit stops. I don't know why he made 5 pit stops. I guess he just went on to the super softs every time, or the ultras and then the supers, I don't know. But in the drivers now, we now extend our lead to 23 points. And Rosberg is now closing on his teammate, which that should get tasty. And then we've got Ricciardo and Vettel and Verstappen just fighting out for 4th, 5th and 6th. Moving on to the constructors then. We now have a 12-point gap between Ferrari and Mercedes. I don't know if I can't remember if that's increased or not. But this should get interesting. So, hope you enjoyed that episode. Please do leave a like and a comment, and I will see you next time for the British Grand Prix, my home Grand Prix. So, I will see you there. Goodbye!